Hello everyone, your warm welcome to the course of Sophos XGS Firewall. Today we're going to see that how we can able to configure IPSec Remote Access VPN. So here on my screen you can able to see that the port A from where my LAN connects is 172.16.16.16 and here my Windows machine is getting the IP as 16.17 and the port B which is connected to my ISP, and I get this particular IP address on my ISP, and this is my remote client from which we going to connect a tunnel where this remote client can able to communicate with the LAN system. And without having a further delay, let's get started. Currently I have turned off this system because I am configuring everything on this Windows 10 machine which is on my LAN side. So once I can able to complete everything, then we enable it and we're going to perform the task. So let's get into this machine. So just click on first log into your firewall. So here now you can able to see on my screen that I have logged in to the Sophos XGS firewall. So now to configure remote access VPN, first you have to do is that first we have to go to administration, under administration device access, and here under WAN site just enable IPSec, SSL and VPN portal. Currently we are not configuring SSL VPN, so it's okay, but please select IPSec and VPN portal, and also the VPN to check the connectivity, check ping and DNS. The both should be enabled and click on apply. Once you complete this step 1, the next step you have to go is click on remote access VPN, and the first step is to enable. So click on enable, then it asks you for the port. So the port B is the WAN port, right? So the request come from outside client machine to directly on port B, that's why we select the WAN port. Keep the profile as default remote access. Authentication type, select it as pre-shared key and give the key. Confirm the key. Now keep the local ID and remote ID as blank, then allowed users and groups. So I have already created user 1 and I put it in open group, so that's why I selected. If you haven't create the users, then just click on authentication and under that there is user. Now the next step is just click on the VPN name, so give it as IPSec VPN. Okay, then assign IP address, so give any range according to your choice. So I'll give 192.168.10.10 and let's make it up to, you can give any IP address, okay, so it will give the IP address based on that. So 192.168.10.20. okay, then we just say give the range, then DNS server. So the DNS server which we have for this machine is 192.168.10.2, and let's give the DNS2 as the Google DNS server. Then idle time, when the tunnel is idle, so enable it. So what happened that if the tunnel is idle, it will disconnect it, so we are enabling it. Okay, now idle session time, so let's give it to 240 seconds. The tunnel will idle for 240 seconds, it will be disconnected. Now the next step is advanced setting, use as default gateway. Just disable it and give the address of your network that you want to allow. So basically currently on this, as per this topology, I have the 10 topology networks, so these all are the outside systems. So what I'll do is that I'll add and I'll give LAN remote ID. So I'll show you that also, that what ID I gave. So you can see that 192.168.10.0/24 network I gave. So I've selected this. Now there are multiple options that send security heartbeats through tunnel. So this option basically implies that if on the client side and on the remote client side there should be security heartbeat that used to send in certain amount of time, that signifies that the connection is active. The second is allow users to save username and password. If you need that, just select this, otherwise unselect it. Currently we keep it as blank, we are not selecting anything. Prompt users to two-factor authentication if you want to add. If you want to sync it with AD login, you also do it. Correct. Then connect tunnel automatically. So once they made a connection, it will connect automatically with that particular host name. So we also going to do it. Currently we just click on apply, press OK. I'll show you again. Enable this, then the WAN IP address, pre-shared key, then keep this as blank. Allowed users, I gave user 1. Then I select the profile as IPSec VPN. I gave the IP address as 10.10.10.20. Then this is my default gateway, so I gave it to DNS server. Then idle time, if the tunnel is idle, enable it. I'll disable this default gateway part, and I gave him the IP address that I want to allow. Okay, once you complete this, just click on export connection, and you can see here that ipsec.tar.gz file is downloaded successfully. Once you complete this, the second is you want to download the client. Okay, so the client is how you install this Sophos Connect on your devices, right? So this is the main important steps of configuring IPSec Remote Access VPN. So you can see both are downloaded successfully. Now the next thing I want to do is that I want to create a rule policy. Okay, so create one firewall rule active. I'll make it to VPN to LAN, because whatever traffic comes from outside as a VPN to our LAN part will be allowed. Okay, just make it to top, then automatic, accept it, log, generate the log traffic. Okay, the source should be VPN zone. Any traffic, I'm not giving a specific route. If you want to give specific networks also, we can do that, but currently we have no other network, so that's why I kept empty as any. Destination is LAN, then services is any service. If you want to support RDP or any file servers or any server to be accessible from outside, you can also enable that. Currently we didn't configure any of the security profiles, so just kept everything open. Click on save. Okay, so it will create a default linked NAT on behalf of this particular firewall policy. So you can see that the firewall rule has been created successfully. Click here, you can see here LAN, sorry, it's traffic to internal zones. So here you can see VPN to LAN, because as there's no traffic formed, that's why it's 0 byte in and out. So this is the second important part. Now what you have to do is that you go to the folder and go to downloads, just right click, extract files. You need to extract both of the files. Okay, go to download again, new folder, do it the same thing for the Sophos Connect part. Go to downloads, new folder. So you can see that both the files are extracted. When you click on this, you can see this is the Sophos Connect that we need to install. And the second thing is scadmin, that we also going to do it, which contains all the files. So just close as of now, and I'll also show you this part, that this IPSec VPN folder. So basically this folder contains this file IPSec VPN, this one, that indicates that whatever configuration that we saved is exported here in this particular. So that's why we have to select this. I'll show you that in where we can select this particular file. Now we are done with the part of configuring our our LAN site. Now this particular file needs to be downloaded on the client machine, remote client machine, because this is how Sophos Connect, where the remote client can click on it and creates the tunnel, right? So to do that, it's not possible that we just copy paste in EVNG. So what we're going to do is that we just disconnect this particular Windows machine, we connect this remote machine, and we add it to port A, and we downloaded these files there. So let's do that. I'll just stop this and I'll delete this. Let's close all the topology. Once this is off, just delete. Now this is the system. I just connect it to port A. Let's hold on till the time I'll make it up and running, and I'll show you how I can download the files. So you can see here that I have connected my remote client to this particular port A, and I can able to log into this particular IP address 172.16.16.16 colon 4 times 4. Okay, now go to remote access VPN and export connection. So the configuration is same because we configured already on this particular Windows system, right? Please hold on for a while till the time it gets downloaded. So you can see that tar.gz file is downloaded. Now we download this client also. So you can see that Sophos Connect installer is also installed. Now click on this downloads. Just do the same thing as extract files. Then after extracting, go to downloads, new folder, press OK. It will extract. The same thing we do it with files, downloads, new folder, press OK. So you can see both the folders are downloaded. Now just close this, close this, close this, and we just turned off again the whole topology, and I connect as what it was before, right? So just disconnect this. So now you can see that I have started all the devices in the topology. I'll start this Windows 10 system. So here we have successfully started all the VM machines. Now we go to this remote client. It's already open. Please go to the Sophos Connect installer. Go to downloads and go to Sophos Connect installer. Double click and install this one, Sophos Connect 2.3.2. Double click, acknowledge it, install. This will take 2 minutes. Press yes. So once this is downloaded, just click on launch Sophos Connect and finish. You can see here this is the logo of Sophos Connect. Just click here. It will open. Here you can see this is the type of dashboard that comes on your screen. Just click on import connections. Okay, click on downloads. Click on IPSec VPN. Temp folder. Select this. Press open. So you can see here that I have added this particular file. Click on connect. It's asking for the user authentication. So I gave as user1 and the password is. So it is establishing the connection. So here you can able to see that I have connected to this particular Sophos IPSec VPN. So the tunnel has been established successfully. Now go to this machine and just log into the Sophos Firewall. So under that we can able to see that under live connections. Now to verify that on our Sophos Firewall, just click on current activities, and under live users you can able to see that the 10.10 that we gave, the IP address is already here, and you can see the user one that we authenticate. So the ID that gave that is provided is ID number 10. So this is how we can able to create IPSec Remote Access VPN. So if you like this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I also created my playlist on Sophos XGS Firewall. So please go through all these practical and theoretical videos that could help you out in configuring as well as learning the theoretical part in regards with Sophos Firewall. Thanks for watching, guys.